Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, we're about to see Rachel Griffiths like we've never seen her before. She's back in a brand new series called Madam, based on a woman who finds herself living in New Zealand, running an ethical escort agency. It's happened to all of us. Rachel, hi.
Good morning.
An ethical escort agency.
Is it an organic? Is it organic? Is it
It's
vegan?
very organic. It's very woke. This is for sure.
Can you have like a woke brothel?
You can try, and I think that's what makes this show fun.
Yep.
Is there's a woman who's discovered in New Zealand after several other side hustles have not worked out, and I think most small businesses in Australia are started by women, and most of them have kids. And it's how do I get, how do I sustain this and have a work life on my own terms? So she discovers that this line of business is decriminalised and legal in New Zealand. And she thinks, oh, that's interesting. Goes to check one out and goes, oh, this is a bit skanky. I thought it'd be a bit nicer given it's all kosher, it's all above board, it's all legit. So she decides that she's going to have a kind of female-empowered ethical escort agency.
An EES.
I was trying. I couldn't.
And does
figure
that
out
make a difference to the kind of clients that they get? I mean, is it value added to the business, or you're the only one that cares?
I think she cares. She cares about. She probably cares about this more than some of the women that work there, and. I think some of the women in our show actually really value this kind of change of vibe, particularly things like she gets rid of the lineup, which is the meat market of this business, where you just wait.
I'm not familiar with this, but what happens?
Does that actually happen? I've seen it in movies. Is that real?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, and that's for the
So you walk in.
It's like a police lineup and you choose who you want.
Because I'd like, do they have like I've never been into a brothel. Don't look like you're surprised to hear that. And do they have like a menu board or something up the top? Is it like?
I didn't. I went to a collective as part of my research. I went to a collective, and women came to this collective to talk to me about it. And I was slightly nervous about being photographed or seen. Not that I don't trust the media coming out of a brothel and having to explain in the headline in the Daily Mail.
Were you a client or a worker?
Exactly.
I'm researching my show.
But this is the whole show, it's a comedy. It's a Kiwi comedy. And I think what makes it fun is usually when this industry is portrayed in drama particularly, it's kind of gritty and it's a bit skanky and it's exploitative, and even if it's kind of looking at the dark side of this from a kind of highbrow point of view, it says it's worthy, but actually it's something kind of a bit tittillating at the same time. They're kind of having it both ways, if you know what I'm
that's
saying.
The thing, it's worthy, but it's all full of TNA, and that's that.
Exactly, but this is it's a very female twist, because I think when we sit around talking about these things, SEXs and all of that, or what you were talking about earlier that I don't think you could talk about various desserts, is we are laughing, right? When women talk about sex, we laugh. And yet when we see it portrayed in these shows, it's always so like nasty and dark.
And New Zealand's famous for its comedies.
So funny. Kiwis are so funny. And I think it's I thought we're kind of the same species, but I think we have a really different sense of humour, and I think the Aussie humour I say it's a little bit put the knife in, that I was only joking if you're upset. It's like we rib each other like we're siblings that just want it to hurt a little bit. But the Kiwis are like, oh, sorry, cuz, that went a bit too far, Yeah. And you kind of believe, like, they don't want anyone kind of hurting at the end of the, the taking the piss out of each other. It's warmer.
I read somewhere and a sex worker would be more beneficial than a trip to a psychologist.
Well, this is an interesting discussion, I think, because I spoke to people in the industry, and some of them are like, my best client's like an extremely large man, and he just cannot negotiate this sexual space comfortably in any other way. And so, she does the girlfriend experience and looks at him and makes him feel good about who he is.
Yeah.
Now, there's other, people with a disability, and you kind of go, well, for some people,
Sure.
would it not make you feel better?
Gives you back some dignity.
Dignity, and you feel sexy, and somebody looked in your eye and went, you're hot. How good do you feel
Where do
coming
I
out
sign
of
up?
that? And we're in the NDI, sort of like, this is terrible. This is terrible that the taxpayer dollars are paying for sex workers, but we'll pay $300 for the psychologist.
Yeah.
I think there'd be some people out there going, I'll tell you which one would make me feel better.
It makes sense.
Why are we being so moralistic about this kind of therapy?
No, I think it's...
And the human intimacy and loneliness, loneliness is an epidemic.
And
in our
it is a
society.
disease. It's classified as that.
Yeah. I remember the ads in the back of the newspaper for various, brothels around town.
That you never went
No, I always just read them. And there was one.
poured over the
there was
ads.
one, and there was this one, and it just said, "I will do what your wife or girlfriend won't do." And I thought, well, if I took her a pack of chops and said, "Can you cook me this?"
Well, I reckon that's more, more,
would be
we think
nice.
that's going to be some sexual kink, but maybe it's actually
just cooking
looking you
chops.
in the eyes and going, you're hot, baby.
Yeah,
You
serving
know,
a
like,
martini.
It's
Yeah.
that, yeah. One woman I spoke to, she said a lot of her clients were in their late 70s. She had a widower in his 80s, and he doesn't want to be 10 years from his last, sense
Yeah.
of being touched and held and loved.
And the confusion of relationships. This is an easy way of getting what you need.
Easy way. And some older women for whom that's just, died 10 years ago. And you kind of go, well, do you split up, or do you go, I still have this need? And the other one's like, I really don't, but love you, love our garden, love the dogs.
Sure.
I don't know. Can we not be a bit more grown up about how we can outsource many of the things we need as people?
Someone can take the bins out. That'd be great.
Rachel, it's great to see you, and I'm glad everything's peachy pie after the misunderstanding
Oh,
with producer
my
Meg.
God,
Everything's okay.
I saw you have
I
a
was-
big hug out there.
Yeah,
I
you know-
was mortified.
Yeah.
Were you nervous when I was coming in?
She was quite
Was
nervous.
she?
Little face.
I came in. I was like, okay, where is she?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Where's the one I demented that day? She's gorgeous.
Not at all. Madam premieres tonight, 9 o'clock on Channel 9 and 9 now. Rachel Griffiths, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Always lovely to see
Oh,
you.
it's been so nice to come in, and your view.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
Does it bring people back to the office to go, oh, gee, do I have to leave my little flat and come here?
I know. That's the only reason we're here.
We should rent out the view.